One. Okay, so while the fish is in the oven, we're going to make the sauce for the fish. So on my tray here, which isn't in the original ingredients, we've just got a tiny bit of shallot, just roughly cut, which we're just going to sweat down just really gently. So just melted butter in the bottom of the pan, just really gently melted. And we're just going to sweat those shallots off so that we just take the edge off them, just to make them translucent. Just adds a little bit of extra flavour to the dish. I've also made fish stock, which we did in a previous lesson, and I've passed that through a strainer, and I've probably got about a quarter of a pint there, something like that, but we're only going to need a small amount of that just to give flavour to the sauce. So sweat the shallots down gently, and then once we've sweated the shallots down, we can pop white wine in, and as you can see it reduces straight away. So we reduce that right down so there's virtually nothing left. Okay, so that reduces down. It probably takes about 1 or 2 minutes to reduce that right down. Okay, so the white wine's reduced right down now. There's just a tiny little bit left in the bottom. So next is the addition of some fish stock. Only just a splash really, we don't need lots and lots of that. You know, probably about, I don't know, 50 millilitres, something like that. And we'll just let that reduce down as well. So turn the heat up, let it simmer, and we'll reduce it down again by about half, so there's not much left at all in there. Okay, so the fish stock has now reduced by half. So next thing that goes in there is cream. I've just got one of these small plastic tubs of cream. We're going to let that come to the boil and simmer until it thickens ever so slightly so it coats the back of a spoon. Okay, so the cream's reduced down now. I'm happy that it's the correct thickness, so we just check that by checking on the back of the spoon. See, the line stays in the spoon, so for me that's ready. So I'm going to pass the shallots out of there now. They've done their job, and I'm going to pass it into a clean pan. Okay, so scrape as much as you can out. Okay, so then we're left with the almost complete sauce. Last thing to go in there is some solferino. So I've got some solferino of carrot and some solferino of courgette, just for a little bit of colour. We're just going to bring that to the boil just to cook them through really gently, and with the addition of some lemon juice as well, just to cut through that cream. Just gets rid of the sort of creaminess there as well, just helps with the flavour. And I'm just going to simmer that just really gently, just till these courgettes and carrots just lose their edge and just become slightly al dente. Okay, so the sauce is reduced down now. We've got the courgette and the carrot, we've just made them al dente. Last thing that goes in there is some chives, just for a little bit of colour, and then that comes off the heat. But we do need to taste it, so a little bit of a taste for seasoning. And in there, I'm just going to put the tiniest amount of salt, doesn't need a lot, and a little bit of white pepper as well. So that's the sauce done. So the fish has come out of the oven now. I'm happy that it's cooked. We had about 4 minutes in there, remember. So if we open up the parcel really carefully, because we're going to have some warm ingredients in there. I open it up, and as you can see, that fish is cooked virtually perfectly. And we've also got some really nice fennel in there as well. So really carefully, I've got 2 bowls here as well. We're going to serve 2 portions, remember. I'm just going to make sure that I get rid of any excess moisture. Pop that into the bottom of the bowl. Remember, you could use any bowl you wanted really, but these have got quite nice colour on them. Just make sure that you use a colour that's going to highlight the sauce, so don't use anything white in colour, else you're going to lose the fish and the sauce completely. Then we're just going to pop a little bit of solferino, a little bit of sauce on top as well. Okay, so we don't want them drowning in sauce, but we do want to taste it. And then we've got the fennel, which is just a garnish, but also adds to the flavour as well. And then last of all, I've got a little bit of herb oil as well, which we can just drizzle on, just to split the sauce slightly. And then if you've got any micro herbs at all, you can add those to the finished presentation. But to me, that doesn't really need much else.